And you are my friends, and welcome to your pre-game show. I'm, of course, your host, The Gov. Looking forward to FA Cup third round action. Yes, I've made it to Portman Road. Good afternoon, good evening. How are we all? I am joined by some fans around the statue. It's starting to fill up around Portman Road. And there's some team news in, which I think our TikTok sensation, Josh Russell, is going to read out for you. You can find him on TikTok. He is trending virally in a good way. Go on, Josh.
Haladki, Vincent Young, Keogh, Edmondson, Davis, Humphreys, Jackson, Aluko, Chaplin, and Ladapo. And if you want the subs, I can do
yes,
that.
Yes, we do. Always.
Coleman, Burgess, Lee, Luongu, Morsey, Burns, Edwards, Harness, Ahadmi is the subs for that.
So the first one to say there, Josh, is obviously Massimo on the bench.
Yeah.
I would have liked him to have started.
Yep,
He isn't. What are your thoughts on that one?
I expect him to be in the squad somewhere.
Which he is.
I'd have started him with Humphreys personally, but
yeah, he's had a month at Portman Road, or Playford Road
he's been training since December, hasn't he? So
yeah.
It's not like he's fresh face completely.
No, exactly, absolutely
to them,
not.
But
he's obviously had fitness and injuries concerns in the past. I would just like to have seen him get 60 under his belt ahead of Plymouth, because people keep telling me football players can get injured in training, and Lee Evans stubs the toe next week. Let's go on a trolley or whatever it is. Is he ready to go?
I mean, he said he was in the interview. He was wanting to start.
Well, I think I'm not a millionaire where I spend money, but I'm certainly not. You know what I mean?
See him off the bench, maybe. Well, hopefully see him off the bench.
Absolutely, yeah.
See what he's about.
Absolutely. Leif Davis starts left back. Again, a player I wouldn't be starting in an FA Cup third round game, or Connor Chaplin.
I am surprised those two are in there. I wouldn't have risked them personally, because if they get injured for Plymouth, then it worries me, because when Lee started against Lincoln, we lost about Davis, to be honest.
Yeah, well,
and Chaplin before he didn't start.
Absolutely,
so.
Obviously, Leif Davis is our highest. He's got the most assists. He's a player that creates with its set pieces or whatever it might be.
If they get injured, then it worries me.
Absolutely,
personally.
And then you've got Connor Chaplin as well. Obviously, a player I'd be wrapping up in cotton wool. I'm sure many people around here would be. He starts today. What are your thoughts on that one?
Again, it's probably the only option there, but
you got
Edwards on the bench, so you probably start him.
I would even know there was a game. I'm surprised he hasn't.
Really.
Jackson will play wide right, I'd imagine. Luco wide left, or inside left, but that left position with Chaplin in behind. Obviously, we just heard news. We go live. Broadhead fee agreed with Town. Obviously, Nathan, his first name.
Yeah, recalled by Wigan, by Everton. Sorry,
wasn't it? Everton was on loan at Wigan. Scored 5 goals this year in the Championship. He's could be on the way to Portman Road. A fee's agreed. Just to go, just personal terms left to do. What are your thoughts on that as a signing?
I think I'd probably take that one. He's done well. He did well for Sunderland when he was at Sunderland in this division. So,
yeah, scored at Portman Road. Outside of the boot, took it early.
He did score here. So,
personally, I think it's a really good signing if it is to come off. I think it moves the needle, which is something I've been talking about for a while on the shows. You need impact players off the bench to really change games in which you can't seem to break a team down, and it moves the needle. It's a long-term signing. We've used it long-term in the sense that you paid money for him. You obviously view him as a player which the dashboard can improve. He scored 5 goals this year in the Championship, so again, he fills that criteria for me of being a player that's got some form this year, played games. Yeah. Whereas the other striker mentioned, Hurst, it doesn't for me because he's not played many minutes in the Championship.
He's not really done it, has he?
He only got 1 goal more than Macaulay Bonne last year. Now, Macaulay Bonne obviously had a goal drought, so you could look at that 2 ways. Only 1 more than Bonne with a goal drought, or on par with Bonne. It doesn't matter when they score them. But for me, Broadhead does move that needle.
Yeah, no, I think that'd be a good piece of business, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Again. I mean, he's not done wrong so far. I think Broadhead would carry on the good streak he's had.
I guess the question begs, and I'll bring Matt in a second, have his view on today's FA Cup. I know somebody who's obviously a bit older than ourselves, has probably a lot of respect for the FA Cup, used to work with the FA. I'm not sure he's mentioned it a couple of times. But we'll bring him in just a second. But if Broadhead does come in, is he your de facto starter because of the amount of money you've spent on him? Like a bit like Jack Taylor, if he'd arrived, you'd have thought he'd be starting because it was going to be a fairly hefty fee. If it's 1.5, whatever the fee turns itself out to be. I've not seen the story from Stuart Watson at the ADT, who's broken it, so congratulations to Stuart there. But it'd be my de facto starter, surely.
You never know. It's a McKenna team. He changes the front line depending on the opposition, doesn't he?
Too often for me.
So, personally, I'd say he should be. If you're going to spend £1 million on him, and the Dapo's coming for nothing, then personally, I'd start him.
No, Stephen Parry, I can hear him in the Discord channel screaming at me. Fees don't mean they're good players, and you're absolutely right there, Beep. But you're right. Ladapo's arrived on a free, good player, scored 10 goals, 8, 9, 10 goals, 7 in the league.
10 overall, yeah.
But you've now got competition certainly, so it should it should motivate anybody, any competitor, any athlete to be the best that they can be, particularly if they've got competition breathing down their neck.
Yeah, I think if Broadhead comes in, then it is pressure on Dapo to start performing a little bit better. I mean, he's not done awful, but he's not done great either.
Not
done
absolutely.
What I expected of my striker to do.
Yeah, absolutely. While I read a couple of comments, if you want to grab the camera off Phillips and give the microphone to him, we've got Cruncher saying as I said last night. Rotherham fans say their team is poor. Ben Hobbs, Hurst is absolute mustard. I'm interested in that one particularly from Ben. Thanks for the comment, by the way, Ben. What are we basing that off in the sense of his absolute mustard? Because as I just said to Josh, you've got one more goal than Bond. Bond had a great goal drought. He played in 2 games less, has to be said, last year for Portsmouth. But this year, Blackburn, it's just not worked for him. And sometimes that can happen with players.
Yeah, it's player reputation, isn't it? As I said to you earlier, he's not done the 90 minutes in the league. He's done the 90 minutes in the League Cup. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's just based on reputation and, last season with Portsmouth. But can he hit the ground running? Should he come here?
Which is what the Broadhead signing, if it comes off, has it over him.
Because
he's played games, scored 5 goals. He's got that little bit of form about it.
Yeah, absolutely. We've said on the show many times, haven't we? You need momentum coming into this team, which is why we raised an eyebrow on Luongo.
Absolutely.
Because how many minutes has he played in any competition this season? The answer is 0. But, yeah, Broadhead's exciting. He scored here at Portman Road in McGrill's last game. He's obviously got championship calibre.
Sure.
This season with 5 goals. Yeah. But obviously surplus requirements at Goodison Park.
Or certainly they need to obviously raise a little bit of capital if you read...
These are like 100 mil a year or something, aren't they?
Yeah, well, what do you get for 100 mil these days? Not a lot, just, given. But, you've got the Massaro signing, we've obviously spoken about on the platform, but I've often said we need impact players. We need players that are going to make the impact off the bench. Yeah. They may do that. And this is not a personal thing about the player, in the sense of any of these players. They've all got to prove themselves. They know they can do that is prove themselves on the pitch.
Yes.
But it just doesn't move that needle the way a Jack Taylor would have done for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I liked Luongo when he first came in.
Yeah, totally.
I was disappointed when he went back. But yeah, again, we keep saying it. What kind of impact can he have? I think probably he's just there for injury cover, I think. Because, if you picture the conversation, McKenna and Ashton having the conversation, right, who do we bring in from the dashboard here that is going to have impact? No one said the guy who's not played any games this season. So it just seems a bit of a weird one to me. But would you look when you consider that, is it Matete he's in the running or he's going to?
He's gone to Plymouth. I think it's an absolute brilliant signing. I'd have been delighted at that being confirmed here.
You wanted him in the window, didn't you?
I did, and I did say before the window opened that I wouldn't be surprised to see a Jay Matete. You've paid good money for Raheem Harper. Like, we laugh, but we
paid £1 million for him.
That is a big blotch on the Ashton paper for me because it's a big fee.
Can you believe we paid £1 million for Raheem Harper?
Well, but then has he been given the opportunities? You could argue not.
Yeah, I would say
he
probably.
Cook side wasn't
great.
Wasn't great. Either the Cool Cook side or him.
He's not had the opportunities under McKenna, maybe. I do agree with that. Look how people have blossomed under McKenna. Wolfenden being one of them.
Yeah. And he's
because I was shipping him out lots of other ago.
Had me not on the bench again today. I don't know much. Is he on the bench?
Oh, he is. He's on now.
So that was Crunchy wasn't 100% right then. No. There you go. We found one inconsistency. Crunch just sorted itself out.
Maybe someone was ill.
You've got for 23% down to 18 in one hit. Look at that. But you've got Humphreys. Now, we spoke about Broadhead coming in, providing competition for Ladapo. The same can be said for Humphreys. Currently the 3rd centre midfield player. Massimo's coming in. You've got to take opportunities like today and perform again as you have done in the league.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got to consider that Humphreys is above Luongo in the pecking order.
Yeah.
By the fact that he's starting today. Again, taking the factor of that Luongo hasn't played any games. But I mean, look, Luongo's not the future, is he? He's only got a contract till the summer, the end of the season. And Humphreys has shown his pedigree. 2 good goals for us this season.
Great goal away at Lincoln last week.
But potentially with his first touch, the header.
Yeah. I enjoyed seeing him in that more forward sort of.
Yeah, it was good, wasn't he?
It was really good. Yeah, it was really good.
I still think if we hold on to it, we get promoted, we hold on to it, etc., etc. Too many variables, really, but I do think he's a future town captain. 100% I do.
You've said that many times. Now, a player that we may hold on to, was floated in the Discord. Become a Discord member by hitting the join button on YouTube. Links in the community section. $4.99.
Josh is in there.
Josh is certainly in there. The TikTok sensation is certainly in there. We're lucky to have him. We've got Carl Edwards. Player I said back at Needham Market in the pre-season, I'd loan out. I want him playing regular games, consistency, building on that consistency.
I went further than that. I was getting rid of him.
You were. Hasn't hit the. He's had Cambridge. Christmas match. Look at that. 19 crimes.
Thanks, mate.
Names such as match committed 18.
Might need this at full time.
You might do. But he's not starting again today, Edward. So, do you loan him out? Because I'd loan him out.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's a funny one. You'd have thought he'd been a shoe-in today, wouldn't you? Now, is he not feeling well? Is he on the bench?
Yes, he is.
He's on the bench, yeah?
Edwards.
So we know Chaplin made the bench last week, albeit under the weather, and stuck in a great cross for Humphreys to score. So maybe he's not feeling too good. We don't really know, do we? But yeah, you'd have thought he'd have been a shoe-in today. But again, he's flattering to deceive a little bit now. I was really excited for him in that first spell of the season. The Cambridge performance was really good. Because I like edge of your seat players, and he's got it in abundance.
He has.
But unfortunately, what he's also got in abundance is inconsistency. And he seems to have gone back to how it was. Yeah.
Which is the young player in him, which I said.
Yeah, you did say that.
That's why I would have loaned him out, because the only way you get consistent is by playing regularly. You don't do it sporadically. 20 minutes here, half hour here, 60 here.
I am probably being a little bit harsh now because we don't really take age into account. Because people mature at different times, don't they?
I mean, Wolfen, and he had that really great season, and that roller coaster development I keep talking about. But Edwards, for me, he needs games.
Yeah, he does.
Regular, like Elmazani at Leighton. You need that game time to improve your game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's probably, seasoning is probably not the right word, but he's a little bit more experienced than Elmis, isn't he? He's been involved in West Bromwich Albion. He's had that loan spell at Exeter. He's shown really good performances here on occasion.
Yeah, I say. And lastly,
an enigma. It's an enigma, I think, Edwards.
He is. Obviously, lastly, the FA Cup third round today. A game where, for many, it'll be their first game. For many, it'll be their first game back in a long time. For many, it'll be a regular week, whatever it might be. But just, FA Cup, is it still important in 2023, do you feel?
Well, this is a discussion the FA have been having for many, many years. It probably has lost its sheen a little bit in terms of people now factoring Premier League survival over anything, the top flight teams. When you look at clubs that should have been winning or going on runs in that competition a few years back, like your Newcastles and people like that, and a competition Burnley should have been looking to do when they were in the Premier League. It's still big for us. I mean, we're here today as past winners, but you never know. Look, we nearly got Everton or Man United, didn't we?
We did.
It's the luck of the draw, isn't it?
Absolutely. Also, next round, if you get through, that could be it.
And this place would be jammed, wouldn't it?
It would. I woke up this morning, I've got to be honest, I'm not a massive lover of the FA Cup. I'm a younger guy who's seen this club not really take it seriously for the last God knows how long. But I woke up today sort of feeling not like a pre-season, but there was no pressure. There's no, you've got to win today, get points or blah, blah, blah. It's all about just enjoying the game today and just seeing the performance.
You never know where it could take you. We could have Manchester City down here in the next round of That's
Haaland on the pitch.
That's the beauty of it. Someone will have.
Absolutely.
That is the beauty of it, isn't it? I also think today would have been a good opportunity to see how we fare against Championship opposition, because that's another conversation we keep having. If we do get promoted, how many signings would we have to make? And I think today would be a good barometer of that, but I don't really know what Rotherham's side is like. So
no, absolutely not. I've got some early results there. Tottenham beating Portsmouth 1-0, Reading 1, Watford 0. Stefan Bill actually might be in trouble there at Watford. I mean, they changed the manager more times than my socks. So he's lost a couple. But we're done for the pre-game. We're done for the pre-game. We'll be back at the post-game. So do join us then for the match ITFC fan reaction. But we're done for now. No, I'm sitting in the cobblestone, mate, in the church of the
It's parked right by the entrance as well.
We're done. We're dusted. I am freezing cold. So I'll see you after the game. We're hoping
everybody.